The killer is back, and this time it's bloodier, bolder, and way more personal. It's been nearly 3 decades since a group of teens tried to cover up a terrible secret only to be hunted down by a hook-wielding killer in a slicker. Know What You Did Last Summer wasn't just another horror flick, became a pop culture legend. But now, the story isn't over. A brand new sequel is slashing its way back into theaters on July 18, 2025, and it's not here to play nice. With a brutal new twist, fresh victims, and some very familiar faces returning, this isn't just another lazy reboot, it's a full-blown resurrection of one of horror's most iconic franchises. And if you think you know what's coming, trust me, you don't. Back in 1997, I Know What You Did Last Summer exploded onto the horror scene like a scream no one could ignore. Riding the wave of slashers like Scream, it gave us a haunting mix of teen drama, small-town secrets, and a faceless killer with a hook, and audiences were hooked too. What made it different? It wasn't just about gore, it was about guilt, regret, paranoia. For friends with a deadly secret and a killer who never forgets, it tapped into something deeper, and it stuck. The film became a cult classic, and even though it got a sequel, a year later, fans always felt like the story never truly ended. That's what makes this new movie so intriguing. It's not a remake, it's a direct sequel, a continuation of the original nightmare that started almost 30 years ago. And this time, the past isn't just coming back, it's dragging a whole new generation down with it. So what's actually going down in this new chapter? The 2025 sequel takes us right back to Southport, the sleepy seaside town where the nightmare first began. But this time, it's not Julie and her friends behind the wheel. A brand new group of young adults is about to make the exact same mistake, and the price is just as deadly. Meet Ava, climate lawyer returning to town for her friend's engagement. Seems harmless, right? But one night, after a party, things take a deadly turn. Ava, her friends Danica and Teddy, and a few others find themselves at the infamous Reaper's Curve, and that's where it all begins. One wrong move, one terrible decision, and just like that, they're covering up a tragedy, thinking no one will ever know, but someone does. And like before, that someone is watching, waiting, and ready to make them pay. One brutal kill at a time. This isn't just a repeat of the original plot, it's a generational echo showing that history doesn't just repeat, it hunts you down. If you thought the original movie had intense kills, you haven't seen anything yet. Writer-director Jennifer Caton Robinson didn't hold back when she described the sequel. In her own words, it's balls-to-the-wall fun with the violence ratcheted up to 100. That's not just hype, it's a warning. This isn't a slow-burn mystery. It's a brutal, relentless ride where no one feels safe. The kills are bolder, bloodier, and way more creative. The camera doesn't flinch, and neither does the killer. From quiet coastal roads to chilling seaside cabins, the sequel turns Southport into a playground of terror. But here's the best part. It's not trying to be serious or self-important. Robinson made it clear, this movie is meant to be fun. It's summer horror done right. Think loud gasps in packed theaters, fists over mouths, and the kind of "oh my god, did that just happen?" moments that horror fans live for. And just when you think the danger's past, that's when it hits the hardest. Now this is where things get real. In a move that's got longtime fans buzzing, the 2025 sequel brings back 2 of the franchise's original survivors, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. Yep, Julie and Ray are back. And not in a quick cameo or flashback. They're part of the story. Hewitt returns as the final girl who's been haunted for decades. Her on-screen boyfriend Ray, played once again by Prinze Jr., is right there with her. It's been nearly 30 years since they last ran from the man in the slicker, and now they're being dragged back into the nightmare all over again. And if you've seen the trailer, you already know it ends with that perfect callback, Hewitt staring dead serious and asking, "I just have one question. What did you do last summer?" Chills. According to Hewitt, filming felt like a high school reunion. The butterflies, the nerves, the rush, it all came flooding back. And when she and Prinze stepped back into their roles, she said it felt like they had never left. That emotional weight, that's what separates this sequel from every other throwaway reboot. This one brings heart, history, and blood, while the original cast adds weight. It's the new blood that drives this story forward. Literally at the center is Ava, played by Chase Sui Wonders. She's not your typical slasher scream queen. She's a climate lawyer, smart, focused, and grounded. But even the most careful person can make one reckless decision, and hers happens at the worst possible place. Reaper's Curve. She's joined by Danica and Teddy, played by Madeline Klein and Tyrick Witherzan, engaged couple with secrets of their own. And like every good slasher group, they're not alone. There's a full lineup of characters, each with their own baggage, their own flaws, and their own reasons to be scared. The moment they try to cover up the accident, everything changes. One by one, they're hunted, haunted, and picked off by a killer who knows exactly what they did and won't let them forget it. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't just a new cast dropped into an old formula. These characters aren't just victims, they're mirrors. Their story reflects the mistakes, the panic, and the guilt of the first group, just amplified for a new generation. And as things spiral out of control, one thing becomes crystal clear. The past isn't done with Southport, and this time, it's coming for everyone. Now, here's the part that diehard fans will eat up. Director Jennifer Katine Robinson made one thing very clear. This sequel was made by superfans for superfans, and that means the film is loaded with subtle callbacks, clever references, and hidden nods to both the original and its sequel. I still know what you did last summer. There's even a huge tease around Brandy's character, Carla. If you remember, she survived the 1998 sequel bloodied, traumatized, but very much alive. And Brandy herself has made it known she wants back in. She told The Hollywood Reporter, "I survived. I didn't die. They need to call me." So, is she in it? When Robinson was asked directly, she didn't give a yes or a no. Instead, she smirked and said, "You'll have to go see the movie." Classic dodge, but here's the kicker. She also confirmed there's one very special nod to "I still know what you did last summer" that fans are going to love. That kind of statement doesn't get made lightly. On top of that, eagle-eyed viewers have already started breaking down the trailer for Cluesome, Say the Killers. Hook is shaped slightly differently. Others claim to have spotted an old character's name scribbled on a wall. It's the kind of subtle world building that keeps fans talking. Long after the movie ends, this isn't just nostalgia for the sake of it. It's the filmmakers saying, "We remember what made this franchise iconic, and we're giving it back." To you, as exciting as this sequel is, not every familiar face is making a comeback in for longtime fans. That stings a little. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played the unforgettable Helen Shivers, won't return. Of course, her character didn't survive the first film. Her death scene is still one of the most talked about in slasher history. But fans were secretly hoping for some kind of flashback or dream sequence. Instead, we get something a little different. Gellar may not be in the film, but she was still part of the journey. She's close friends with the director and married to Freddie Prinze Jr. So she was spotted on set, just hanging out, supporting the cast, and, in her own words, bringing coffees and water. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes detail that makes fans smile, even if she never steps in front of the camera. Same goes for Ryan Phillip, whose character Barry Cox died in the original. No return, no flashback. Just the cold reality that some characters are truly gone. And honestly, that's part of what gives this sequel emotional weight. The past isn't just revisited, it's felt. And then there's Brandy. She could return. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. But the door is definitely open. And when a franchise like this keeps its secrets this well, you know they've got something big planned. Because in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the real surprises are never in the trailer. So why is this the sequel fans have been waiting for? Because it doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, it sharpens the blade. It takes everything people loved about the original, the guilt, the mystery, the beach town eeriness, and injects it with a modern, ruthless energy. The kills are meaner, the story is deeper, and the stakes, they've never felt more personal. It's not just nostalgia, it's continuation. It doesn't forget what came before. It respects it, builds on it, honors it, and at the same time, it hands the knife to a new generation, one just as reckless, just as flawed, and just as doomed. With original cast members back, hidden clues for superfans, and a terrifying new story that refuses to play by old rules. I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 isn't just a return, it's a warning, because the past always comes back, and when it does, it doesn't knock. Mark your calendar, July 18th, The Killer's coming, and this time, no one's safe.